We have an incredible guest on the show. We have Will Zalatoris, who's going to be, of course, at the Masters. We're going to break down some of the golf action from yesterday. Team Gardner got the win. We also have Diamador Lenore. Extension in the fall. Big changes since last time I talked to him. Did he change the batteries in his smoke detector, though? That's all I want to know. Zalatoris on the Up and Adam show today, live from a hotel room at Mayakoba. Thanks to the NFLPA, I've had the grandest time. Matthew Hamilton alongside here. I got on the Zoom an hour early, and then I ran around, and now I'm putting my makeup on. Go ahead.
I mean, what fantastic insight into your process. It looked like you had a blast, being literally in the line of fire for things. What was the best part of the golf experience, being out there actually on the course as all this was going on?
I think there's a lot of things that I like. I think that everyone is everyone's so miserable is my favorite part. Like everyone. No one thinks they're a good golfer. Nobody wants to talk about their golf game. It's like asking players if they are happy with their 40 time. And it's a 9.9 out of 10 that they're not going to like it or approve or think it was legit enough or whatever that is. And that's the experience that I've had. Everybody's grumpy. Drake May lost a Super Bowl as far as I'm concerned out there. Mopey, not just really taking it hard. He and Sam Howell, I'm like, you two have been playing golf together forever. Get a grip. This is not even we're not playing for anything. They're so competitive. That's not a surprise to me. My favorite part was, I think, how grumpy everybody got. And the lighting in the golf carts is the best selfie lighting. I'm going to buy a golf cart. That's all I wanted to say. What else you got? Want to do some football-y things?
Well, can I tell you what my favorite part was?
Yeah.
My prayers were answered, and we have the video. Let's pull it up.
Oh, gosh.
Did I not just say it? My biggest fear is what?
It was. We talked about it getting hit by a ball because you said you're safe on the sidelines, but you don't know what we're doing out here on the course. So
and Desmond literally said that you're in prime range to get hit, and you manifested it.
Kicker, used to hitting straight kicks, but this drive goes a little right.
Maybe this ball just floats a little bit right and, may threaten one of our on-site or on-course people, Kay Adams, and that's her biggest fear in life.
Go on.
So what was that experience like? Were there apologies? What was the fallout from this?
I mean, what do we expect? 72 of your favorite NFL players who are, yoked out of their minds and competitive and don't have any accuracy, trying to, Will Zalatoris themselves to a title at the NFLPA Golf Classic. Of course, I was scared. My head was on a swivel. I was very much in the golf cart. I had the shade up the entire time. I was sitting down there. Desmond, by the way, Josh Wiley, Desmond Ritter, the tallest humans on earth. I look like a little tick, just a little pest standing next to them. Desmond literally goes, "Kay, I think you should move because where you're standing, you could get hit." Next, they tell me it's Cortland Sutton that hit me. We had to redo the whole thing because they threw Cortland Sutton under the bus. Cortland drove back. Cortland Sutton might be the sweetest wide receiver on this God's green earth. And I was like, I'm suing you. I'm mad at you. I can't believe you just did that. And I got it under his skin. And then we found the culprit. Do we have the culprit?
The culprit was Taimi Fairbairn, the Texans kicker. There he is.
Do we have my interview with him after? Okay, got it. I talked to him after and gave him a lot of grief for it. And I mean, it's just hilarious that of course that would happen to me. He, by the way, the riz on this guy, unbelievable, off the charts, aura. He comes over and he gave me a glove and it says, "Help me out next time." And he signed his Golf Classic glove because he was joking with me that, couldn't I have helped him out a little bit and pushed it towards the hole with I don't even know.
That's a great point.
What other questions do you have
I
about
also,
the Golf Classic?
What lapse in judgment did Jameis Winston have that he let you drive the golf cart? And what exactly happened here? We have the video.
Yeah.
It looks like you stranded this thing. There's a team of people trying to get this out of harm's way. What happened?
I was driving, and I guess, I don't know why they don't have just flat sidewalks. And there's like, it's not curbed, but it kind of goes up. And then if you drive on that, you get stuck. And then it took, I think, Van Ginkel, TJ Hawkinson, I don't even know, like, how many all-pros out there had to, like, lift that bad boy up.
Was there anything else? I mean, too embarrassing. Was there anything else embarrassing that happened that didn't get caught on camera that you want to share?
No, but I will say Jameis Winston, I want to share, is such a delight. And he's, of course, having such a media moment right now. I was so thrilled for him with the Giants opportunity. And then I was, working with him when the news came down about them bringing Russell in. And he's just, I want to just say, like, such a delight. He's such a champion of everyone. He is the most, I was asking everyone, is this the most beloved NFL player in the game right now? And everyone agreed he is. And I think it matters. I think people want him on. I think him and Jameis, or him and Russell, will be like, I don't know. We obviously don't know what's going to happen with the draft and everything. Like, they're very different. It'll be super interesting. But I was just really happy for him, and he was getting, like, just love from everybody for just being this, like, spectacular force in broadcasting. Like, it's you're out there. It's super fun, but it's like you're out there to do a job, and he handled it super well. And I was just, like, really, I felt one of those, like, really, like, I'm blessed to be working alongside him for these couple of days, because it was a blast. That was it.
That's awesome. That's great to hear, and I'm glad you really seem to enjoy that experience. I know, you're still dabbling in that golf world, so that's great to hear. And it seems like it was awesome to watch too.
On my other takeaway, I'll say for the YouTube break. So get ready with me for my own show in 10 seconds. Will Zalatoris is on the program. So thrilled to have him. Also coming from parts unknown. Don't we love Zoom? Zoom is the freaking best. Open.
And you're gone. I do want to say that as much crap as I'm giving you, you did absolutely crush it. That was really fun to see. And you did an awesome job.
Crush what? The
broadcast, the interviews, everything that you were doing. It was great. It was great to watch. So I have to get that in there.
There's other takeaways that I had. Gosh, what were my other takeaways? I enjoy golf. I enjoy, like, didn't I like text you some shit? Everyone's miserable. I love that. Everyone's miserable.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding when I tell you that Drake May was, and not just him, like Jacoby Brissett, like the cheeriest, sweetest. He's out there celebrating even when he's not scoring. His defense is scoring. He's out there, like, loving life. They had a bad day. And then it just ruins your day, and I think it's so funny. It's so funny. Like, what?
I love how you enjoy that.
I don't get it, so I'm not gentle about it. I'm, like, making fun of it, which is not the move either. But I don't, I've never won anything like that. So what do I know? It was fun.
You said you also enjoyed the halfway house.
Yeah, like, nobody tells you about that shit. Yeah, the halfway house is where I belong, as we all know. Since we've all known for the longest.
Yeah.
Walked right into that.
And the fact that this is a sport. Not even going to touch it. And you said the fact that this is a sport that you are allowed to drink while playing was another one of your favorite takeaways.
Yeah. Everyone was having a grand old time out there. And I think that takeaway, too, is just, like, we don't really know that the NFLPA puts on this vibe, right? Every year. Like, and there's so much more that the NFLPA does. Oh, JC Treader is just a stud, man. I would vote him president of the world. He's amazing. So that he runs things and strategy, was the president for a long time. And what else can I tell you? Oh, JJ McCarthy was super impressive. I got to meet Harrison Smith, who we talk about a lot on our show, but then getting to meet him was really fun.
I didn't realize it's the first time you've actually gotten to meet him.
First time I met
Wow.
first time I met JJ McCarthy. I saw some of the stuff he was saying on our show somehow got weirdly. What are we doing? How can you possibly have minced words on what the incredible answer he gave?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he didn't. Shut up. No, he didn't. Please say no. Back to the Up and Adam Show live at Mayakoba, where my next guest, I do believe, has had lots and lots of success. Let's welcome in Will Zalatoris, who is an actor. He is a Gronk handler, and of course, getting set for the Masters. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I was enjoying the TV time out of you talking about golf. You pretty much summed it up there with the halfway houses and all the golfers having fun with a few cocktails and whatnot. Yeah, it's a fun thing about golf. You can make it exactly what you want. So.
No, everyone was miserable. Will, and not everybody's a PGA Tour dynamo like you. Like, they were down and out. What was your takeaway from or what's your takeaway from playing with? I know you're a ROMO fan, like you're a ROMO friend. NFL players or other athletes in golf, like, they can't give it up.
It's funny. It's almost like their competitiveness, like especially former athletes, when they come back and they want to have some sort of competition, like golf ends up being it. And they think that because they were really good in another sport, it just translates immediately. It's really funny watching, guys that are, I've seen Von Miller play out at Dallas National. Like Von's like a massive golf nerd,
Yes.
Loves learning the game. If Bryson's hitting golf balls, of course everyone wants to stop and watch him hit an 8-iron 300 yards, but Von's got to stop and ask him questions. Romo's insane. There's videos of him stretching on greens when he's playing in tournaments. He just loves playing competitive golf. But yeah, no, Gronk, I had Gronk caddy for me for a hole at the Players Championship a couple weeks ago, and he was exactly as you would expect with Gronk. Picking up my bag, and he said it's lighter than a keg. I had to ask him a full keg or an empty keg because he would know the difference. He was absolutely hilarious. So that was a fun deal that FanDuel set up for us, and I made birdie. Maybe not the greatest of advice, but I made birdie, which I think I only birdied it once in the tournament. So maybe I need if he's available, I might have to give him a call.
This was all teamwork, I think, because Gronk came and did a little drive-by on my show, brought me a sawgrass splash, chugged one with me, and then I sent him on his way to you. And you had rare form, Gronk caddying for you. Do you think he has a future?
The guy can do whatever he wants. He looks like he could play football tomorrow. He looked like he was in great shape, but he's got some work to do with the golf game, but he's so big. I know that everybody, always says that about football players, but it's you just see a golf club in his hand. It just looks like a twig. And so, if he wants to be good at it, he can do whatever he wants with it. But he was so funny. Having me hitting 3 irons from literally right off the edge of the green, just because Steph Curry makes, threes, and he knows I'm from the Bay Area. So it was a blast.
As a golfer, he grabs the club. He's pretty close to hitting that island green on 17.
Yeah, the first swing, he had a really good chance. And then after that, I think he got a little nervous, and he really wanted to get one on that green. But he loves him some simulator golf, mainly because the bars, is always 15 feet away from him. But it was pretty fun, man.
We were just talking about JJ McCarthy in the break. I'd never met him. Impressive. Such an impressive guy, just the way he interacts with people. But he had a shot that went, NFL viral, which is not easy to do. I'd like you to walk me through this and tell me what you think.
Yeah, I actually saw this. I know you're down in Mayakoba. All these quarterbacks, they just somehow sneaky or just really good at golf. And I don't know how it translates. Maybe it's a little bit just how the throwing motion or whatever, but I saw some really good actions out of the quarterbacks, so I'm not surprised. But a little right to lefter here. That's the one thing I always loved about Roy Williams, the old basketball coach, is I played with him a few times. He said, when I'm in season, I can't turn in any of my good rounds. Otherwise my AD will catch on and realize that I'm playing too much golf. So that's, he'll make sure, I guarantee you, JJ will make sure he's not hitting shots like that once it's in season.
Yeah, fair. But his knee's 100%. He looks great. It was awesome to see. I know you're a big Cowboys fan. You mentioned Tony Romo already. How did you two meet?
He actually became a member at the place that I grew up at in Dallas and saw me on the side of the range getting some work in. And then eventually we started playing a bunch of golf together. And, he's been a really great mentor of mine, even since literally since I first turned pro. I asking him questions about, how he went from being a undrafted backup to then eventually becoming the Cowboys. And that kind of rise was really good for me, especially once I was, getting onto the PGA Tour and, a guy that's, been the quarterback of America's team and everything just has a little bit more added pressure to it and just kind of picking his brain. And I mean, the guy is so golf obsessed to a point where it's even like, he's asking me questions that I don't have the answers to. And half the time I'm like, you don't need the answer to that question either. But he loves playing. I mean, Scotty Scheffler, Jordan, and I all play with him all the time, and he's a fun guy to get in his pocket. So it's definitely nice when you get a little Romo money.
Yeah. How much Romo money have you gotten?
I mean, I'd like to say that it goes both ways, where he's got enough of my money in his pocket too. But
what?
Really through COVID, we played literally 4 or 5 days a week. So and eventually, over time, he would start getting on a run and making a few birdies and I'd start getting pretty angry. But it is funny when you get the 4 of us out there playing it. You think we hate each other, but, we're actually good friends. So, I mean, I've had my fair share of good days, but I also have had some soul crushers when we've gone out and played with him and he's made a putt on 18 or whatever that I'm driving home angry.
So how much, Will? You're not going to tell me.
Well, I mean, trust me, it's in terms of what he's making every week, it's a lot different than what I'm making every week. So put it this way, if there's a few added zeros that I'm taking off of him, it's like a couple dollars to me. So.
Got it. Love that. Let's talk about it. Well, let's talk about you and these Masters. How are you feeling?
I feel good. I've had a weird year. I haven't really played that great. I feel like I've got 11 pieces to a 10-piece puzzle. And I'm trying to figure out what what kind of has it been putting together. So, I've had some nice finishes. I just haven't really put it together for 4 rounds, and every aspect of my game's feeling really good. Body's feeling good. So, I typically have played really well on the West Coast and didn't really play amazing, but I know where my game's at. It's just a matter of time before it clicks. So it's most importantly, body feels good. Just got to put it all together.
Good. I'm happy you're feeling great. And yeah, you do have great finishes. Top 10 in all of your starts at Augusta. I've been to Mayakoba. I've been to TPC Sawgrass all in the last week. I'm on a golf roll. Tell me about Augusta. If I happen to make a way to the Masters, what is the one thing I need to do?
You have to get an Azalea cocktail for one. That's their classic cocktail. The peach ice cream sandwiches are absolutely insane to a point where I will stop. We have them in where the locker room is for the players, which is hilarious at how we're playing for a tournament that we've wanted to win our entire lives. And for some reason, by the end of the day, they're always out. Because just all the guys are stopping and getting some, but you got to go down to Amen Corner and just see it. Cause it's so beautiful. And, the one thing that's actually, some people love it, some people don't like it, is the fact that, you can't have your phone on property, but it is also at the same time, it's so grounding. Yeah. You don't, the one thing that I always tell people is that when you're at Augusta, you hear way more clapping than you do kind of the roars, just because nobody has anything in their hands. They don't have a phone in their hand. So it's just a magical place. I mean, when you stand there at Amen Corner and you see just kind of the beauty of the property, it's pretty awesome. It's our, Mecca of golf, at least for the United States. So it's, and every year I've gone, I can't believe it's my 5th. Every year I've gone, it's just somehow just beats the year before.
I mean, and you had success there. I wonder if Augusta itself is the missing, or not, or is that 11th puzzle piece, or that magical puzzle piece that can bring it all together.
Yeah, I mean, it's a place that I've played my best golf literally year in, year out, always at Augusta. And so,
Why?
you know, hopefully this, I don't know. I think one of it is a little bit of just kind of the mindset of, you know, this is an event that I wanted to win, and it's just so special and it's just so heightened. You know, you, as a golfer, you know, every single hole, you remember shots from every single hole through the years. And so I think it's just fun because, you know, you're almost in the tournament, you're recreating shots that guys have hit in the past, and you know how shots are going to react. And, you know, I've got some great memories of, you know, last year playing practice round with Tiger, and picking his brain about the back nine was really special, and a guy that, you know, he had gone through some back issues too, and, you know, way more severe than mine. But at the same time, it's I have to pinch myself that I've been able to take some advice from him over the last few years. But it's just special. I mean, they do everything every single year to make it the best tournament that they possibly can. And, you know, I love driving down Magnolia Lane every single day, and it just never gets old. You know, it's a week that you almost feel like you play 3 weeks in one. But yeah, it's just so special when you're driving down there. And then, you know, 16, 17, 18, that's kind of where, you know, the real fun will begin. You know, so that's the bridge on 12. I always do a nice little turn back there every single time I cross that bridge, because you'll never get that view on TV of 11, 12, and 13, and you get to see every green and every hole. So it's like I said, it's just fun as a golfer. It's you know, it's our Wimbledon, it's our Monaco, it's our Super Bowl. So it's always just fun being there.
You can't bring your phone, but you are bringing something different with you this year. 20 pounds, I hear. What's that? What do I need to know about the weight?
Yeah, no, I this off season I put on a bunch of weight. I've been super skinny my whole life, and, you know, having some back issues. It wasn't really so much to gain speed and hit it farther. It was just for longevity, and I feel great. You know, I feel like my energy level is way higher. You know, put in some really solid work this off season, and I've spent a lot of time actually with some baseball players at home, and so I kind of picked their brain because all those guys are shockingly massive, and so just kind of seeing how they go about their stuff. And it was a lot of calories, a lot of protein, but I'm glad it worked.
Opening day today. What players? What baseball players?
Gavin Sheets, who's with the Padres, he and I went to college together. Rowdy Tellez is another good buddy of mine, both first basemen. So, you know, being in the gym with Rowdy, I mean, he's like 6'6", 260. And so being a golfer over there, doing my back rehab and not having a weight in my hand and sweating, and he's, you know, deadlifting 450 or God knows how much he's got on there. It's pretty emasculating, but it's pretty fun. I mean, being with those guys, and, you know, they're trying to be the best that they can. So, you know, when I'm in the gym and I'm getting shown up every single day, it was a nice motivation to try to throw on some weight.
I think it's going to suit you well. Let's get to the real stories here. The Dallas Cowboys. You're a fan. Draft's here. They pick at 12. What should they do?
I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't think any of us. I'm going in with low expectations. I think I'm hoping for something fun. You know, whether it's a quarterback or, you know, moving up wherever, if we can, or even get an Ashton, or, you know, just some guy who's going to be a big playmaker. But you know, we're kind of in a weird spot. I mean, the Commanders are obviously the team to beat. And I mean, obviously the Eagles are defending champions, so they're in a tough division to begin with. But you know, we just need some excitement around the organization right now. I feel like it's been kind of flat, but you know, every year we're going in and hoping it's going to be the year. 28 years later, I'm still waiting. So
I heard quarterback. Will, you said quarterback, or like Shadur's there at 12. You want him?
I will take any excitement we can get right now. I think anything that's going to kind of shake it up. I feel like we've kind of been just super vanilla white rice, you know, however you want to say it, just very blob with some of the picks that we've had. I mean, you know, having guys like, you know, CD and I get that we got to pay guys like Micah as well. You know, those are our two guys of the future. But, I think, Dak with how much he's been getting injured, I think it's, we'll see what happens. I mean, the guy can still throw. There's no question about it. We just want to see him on the field and see him healthy. So, it's been a frustrating couple of years, and it sure doesn't feel good seeing a bunch of green hanging around, and we're playing in Philly in a couple of weeks too. So it's anybody but them, I think, is at this point.
I feel like I'm in a conversation with you and Tony Romo right now. You could literally sit next. If Nance didn't say yesterday that he was retiring 10 years from now, maybe when you're 38 in 10 years, you can take his job and sit next to Tony and just talk Cowboys.
Well, it's more of just kind of reining Tony in, because he's such a firecracker that he'll just keep going and going, and getting so excited about little things that I know that he's genuinely excited about, because I've talked to him about, he gets so excited about a left guard pull or whatever, and a regular guy on TV, and I'm sitting there like, what the hell are you talking about? I mean, it's just a left guard pull or whatever. But that's his game. I mean, he absolutely loves it. I always laugh when I've gone on some trips with him and we've played some seasons of Madden together, and I'm like, oh, you're gonna be offense. He's like, no, I'm defense. And then I'm like,
you played Madden with Tony Romo?
We've done it a few times where, I mean, the guy's such an addict with football that he would actually play Madden and would, like, just for fun. And it's not so much about just getting to know the guys. It was just, he'd be a random team, start up a random player. He'd go through the full draft like a GM. So you'd have some, one day, one time we were the Bears, and I can't even remember who we had at quarterback, but I mean, he drafted every single top pick was basically a lineman, so that it didn't matter for, for a running back or a quarterback, but it was just kind of fun sitting there. And I'm like, okay, give me the players. I guess I'm going to start throwing a bunch of screens to, whoever, or, so it's, but it's fun. I mean, I've learned a lot about it too. I mean, I've never played it down in my life, but, been a massive Cowboys fan forever. So, it's kind of fun and pretty intimidating too when you got to be the offense and your defensive guy's Romo. So you better not throw any picks.
I can't even believe your life. I truly can't, as I'm wrapping my head around this. And then there's this whole acting chapter that we are embarking on with you. I don't want to hear, I've heard you say so much. I want to know how you got the job. When Adam Sandler has a project, any project, everyone's gassing him up for a little spot, a line, a cameo. This is Happy Gilmore 2 we're talking about. How did you get that gig?
About 10 years ago, I was a freshman in college, and I won this college showcase that was in LA. And typical college kid, I hadn't gotten a haircut in 4 or 5 months, and probably actually was even longer than that. And I had hair that was pretty long, and I immediately, when Golf Channel posted this photo of me from winning, they're like, God, who won this tournament? Gilmore's caddy. And immediately it caught on. And for literally the last, there you go. Literally for the last 10 years, I've heard it. And I ended up getting the call from Adam to have a little role in the movie. And it was so much fun. It was so much work at the same time. I don't know how those guys do it. I mean, it's showing up at 6 a.m. and leaving at 8:30, but they love it. That's what they do. And I was pinching myself because, one of the great things about Adam is, I'm just kind of sitting there. I told him, I'm like, look, I don't know what I'm doing, and I have no idea if this is going to be any good, but I'll do my best. And he was just like, well, the beauty of it is you have to play you. So you can't mess that up. But, it was just really cool to see him kind of go about his, how he does things. I like, just how it's we took a couple scenes that maybe didn't have a funny line in there. And then next thing you know, it comes back 20 minutes later and the scene is now turning into something completely different, and how hilarious this one line could be. And so it was really cool that he included a bunch of the golfers, and, you'll have a lot of the top guys that are there. I mean, there's a lot of pros that showed up for it. And I ended up getting a script just to kind of see, in advance, just to see what what kind of role I was going to play. And I was even laughing just reading it. And so,
did you have any feedback? Cool. Were you like, what if I say it like this, or what? Like, did you have any, or you just like you saw that script and you memorized it and you delivered it that way?
There's just like there were like a couple little like golf things for like how we do stuff on tour. You know, like kind of the joke was like there's a bunch of scenes that are like in a locker room, and Adam asked all of us on tour or that are playing professional golf, like, hey, what's the difference between this and a PGA Tour locker room? And I'm like, well, you know, the best part is that, you know, the whole thing is Netflix. And so Netflix was doing a behind the scenes stuff. I'm like, well, the difference is none of us are telling Netflix to get the hell out of the locker room. That's one.
Okay.
But besides that, I mean, you know, a bunch of guys just kind of shooting the breeze and, you know, like, I always wore like super tight pants, for example, like when I first got out on tour, and, you know, next thing you know, it's like, hey, maybe we should throw some pants lines in the movie because of Will or whatever. You know, there's fun things that were like that where it's like, hey, let's just try stuff. And I think that was the part that made it so relaxing was, you know, you think you're supposed to do in golf, you're supposed to do the same thing over and over and over. And he's like, no, I don't want the same thing twice. Like if I've got it once, I don't need it a second time. So like, you know, do something crazy, do something weird, or, you know, it's okay. It's like, he's like, the fact that I've even done this job for 30 years is a joke, you know? So he was so cool though. I mean, his whole team, they've been doing movies together forever. I mean, they've been friends for literally 30 plus years. Learning some backstory stuff of like the first movie and how, you know, they didn't even have any CGI, and how like, you know, they basically had to sit there with Adam hitting a putt until he made it. And, you know, like all that, you know, low budget stuff that, you know, stuff that I didn't even know about that, you know, Doug from the first movie directed the first movie. You know, or who's the commissioner of the PGA Tour. He basically, like, even though he kind of has a funny role in the movie, like he directed the whole thing. And so it was just really cool. I mean, just seeing these guys and just like the behind the scenes stuff was just to see him in action was awesome. But yeah, I think the fact that he called me was absolutely ridiculous, and was so fun. Was up there for 8 days in New York, and
8 days. I was going to ask how long. 8 days is that's a long time. But it doesn't sound like you were nervous.
Well, I mean, the beauty of it is I was just trying to be myself. So, I mean, if I had to be somebody else, I think it'd be, I mean, because I've never acted a day in my life. But, you know, the beauty of it is basically they told me to go out and just kind of be yourself, but also, you know, do some funny stuff here and there. And it was a lot of fun. You know, Justin Thomas and I were basically together the entire time. And so we had a good time. Just, half the time we're looking at each other like, what are we doing here? I mean, did you ever think that you'd be doing this? But it was some of the best stuff about Adam though is that he'll stand there, like if you're in a scene, and he'll try to like kind of think something through in his head and kind of get almost like if there's a serious thing, he'll kind of like pretend to get angry to like get in the mood. And I'm sitting there trying not to laugh because Adam is doing all of his like little, you know, yeah, you know, just making his usual noises. And I'm like, I can't stop laughing. Like I'm not a professional. But it was awesome. So hopefully everybody loves it, and I can't wait for July for it to come out.
Yes, it's July 25th on Netflix. Happy Gilmore 2. Have you seen it? I've
not seen it yet. I know that Adam wants to show us some of the rough cuts, but I've seen, you know, the stuff from when I was on set, and I even was amazed at how good it looks. But
I can't wait.
It's so fun. I mean, you know, Bad Bunny's his caddy, and it's just Travis Kelce makes a cameo.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
How did Bad Bunny?
I don't know. My understanding of it was Bad Bunny, I guess, was a huge Adam fan, and next thing you know, they, you know, met a few times and hit it off. And he plays like Bad Bunny is hilarious, like shockingly hilarious.
No,
and
I
he
think
did some stuff.
I think he did SNL. He was great. Yeah,
he did some stuff. He did some stuff that like I even asked him. I was like, "Did you like have any like coaching or prep for this?" Because like he did some physical comedy stuff, like acting as his caddy, that was so good that like Justin and I like literally like we're glad we didn't have cameras on us because we were just dying laughing at. He would do something new every single time, and it was awesome. So he was super fun.
Love that. Love everything you have going on. I know you're focused on the Masters. Tourney pick? Who's winning the tourney? FanDuel friend. Who you got winning it all?
I can't pick Duke because I went to Wake Forest. I don't care if Duke was undefeated at this point. That's just, it's not in my blood. I'm going to go a little bit off the cuff here. I am going to go with Texas Tech. I'm a big fan of their coach. I love their team. He was at North Texas before he went to Texas Tech, and so I've been a big fan of his. So I'm going to go with Tech. I know that's probably not like a top pick for some guys, but I think they got some moxie that we just haven't seen yet out of them.
They're going to love that. That fan base is going crazy. And I have a parlay up, a futures parlay, by the way, you guys can all go to FanDuel and Sportsbook and still get a part of, that has Texas Tech going very far as well. So that's awesome.
Love it.
I'm going to have you blind rake because of Gilmore. I'm going to have you blind rake golf movies. Ready? 1 to 5. Let's go. I'm going to do that on the TV set. Happy Gilmore.
I mean, if I say anything other than 1, I probably will lose my part in the movie. So I've got to put that at 1.
Yeah, they can edit. They can CGI you right out of there. It was 2025. Tin Cup.
Knowing what's probably coming, I'm going to put that at 3, but some of the best one-liners ever.
Legend of Bagger Vance.
I'll put that one at 5. I'm more of a comedy guy, but I do love Matt Damon and Will Smith. That were pretty good.
Caddyshack.
That's my 2. I mean, to this day, doesn't matter if there's a guy who's 25 or 55, like you can say a line from that movie and they'll know exactly what you're talking about in the golf world. So I'll put that at 2.
And then the greatest game ever played is your whatever. I don't even know which one you didn't. That's your 4? No, that's your.
I'll put that at 4, which I think is appropriate. That's ahead of Bagger Vance because that took place on where I finished second at the U.S. Open, or runner up there. So I like my list. I think one that would be kind of a dark horse that people don't know about is Dead Solid Perfect with Randy Quaid.
I'm writing it down.
Since
like, I'm a golf girl now, what is it called?
Dead Solid Perfect with Randy Quaid. It's like peak Randy Quaid from like late 80s, early 90s, like Christmas Vacation type stupid humor, but it's all about kind of like a joke about professional golfer, like a professional golfer, like going through a day in the life type thing. But it's just a total spoof on all of us being miserable and like, going home and, asking, how's your day? And it's like, my what? Like, give me a cocktail. Today was awful. I shot 1 under par.
This was my experience. I'm around these NFL players. Everyone was like happy to start. And then by the second hole, everyone's just upset. Like everyone's just wallowing and like Debbie Downering the entire, I'm like, guys, get a grip. Like it was so funny to watch. It was so funny to watch.
Mayakoba is hard. We had a tour event there for a couple of years and Mayakoba, it took me a few years to figure out how to play that place. So I feel them on that front, but remind them they're in Cabo and they're having a grand old time. Have a few cocktails, have a few margaritas, enjoy it.
And we certainly did. Okay, Will Zalatoris, I certainly enjoyed this. You're living your best life. Good luck at the Masters. I'm visualizing the green jacket. Let's go.
Thanks, Kay. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Everybody at FanDuel behind you, of course. Maybe you'll have Gronk be your caddy. We'll see. Bad Bunny is funny. I just learned so many things. We'll be back after this with Diamador Lenore. I think. I hope. I think. Will's he's so chill.
Man. Yeah. Okay. I just learned so much too. I mean, the fact that Tony Romo does Madden franchises and, you play Madden and play with Lamar Jackson and Justin Jefferson and he starts Madden franchises and drafts linemen.
Madden and I need to get it together. Because I need to learn. It is such a blind spot for me. And it has been for my entire career that you would think that I would at one point then get a grip. And like, I can't explain to you. I have no follow. As a professional person. When he's saying that, I'm listening, I'm enjoying. But I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. And I knew that if it was anybody else, it would have been great. I don't know what would if a follow been? I'm gonna beat myself up all day
That's
about
what I'm saying. It's just like, yeah, it's just such a sicko thing to do. Because as I said, like, you want to play as Lamar Jackson, like you want to play as you know, all these skill players and do fun things with them, and he's like treating it like it's, you know, like he's actually drafting for the Dallas Cowboys. Like, we got to build the trenches first. Let's get this offensive line set. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Tony Romo's yeah. Sounds like he should have like a podcast, like a.
Yeah.
Surprised he doesn't.
Or become like a Madden streamer with Kurt Benkert.
Yeah. That kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I haven't had any coffee. Mama needs a coffee. Mama needs a coffee.
Oh boy.
Is Diamador entering the equation? No, what?
Okay. You have your place with all that stuff?
My what?
Like your place in the dock?
Yes, we are. That I am there.
Yeah. Just want to make sure.
Baseball's back. FanDuel leading off the season in a huge way. So excited about this. FanDuel giving all customers a chance to take a swing at $500,000 in bonus bets. It's happening every day from March 27th to the 30th. And here's the deal. It's part of this $500,000 daily home run jackpot situation. All you got to do is use your jackpot profit boost token. It's just a profit boost. And you use it on a player that's going to go yard. Pick your home run guy. And if they do, not only do you get bigger winnings on your home run bet, you also get a share of that day's $500,000 jackpot. So that's amazing. This season on FanDuel, big wins are on deck, baby. FanDuel.com for the daily home run jackpot. I'm going to throw in. Are you ready here, Hamilton? Hamilton, I'm going to make your day. I'm going to make your day. Do you know who I'm going to throw in with?
Who?
Ready? Royals shortstop, read it in wheat, Matthew, Bobby Witt Jr. He's going to hit one. It's opening day. Get your popcorn, get your whatever. Get that stupid, like the cap thing with the ice cream in it that melts in like 1 second, and I never understand why people spend $70 on. Pick him against the, what is the app today? The Guardians, okay? I looked this up this morning, plus 500 after hitting 32 of them things last year. So I think he's going to pick up. I think he's going to make a push for MVP. And is this a shameless, bid to get him on this very program? It, in fact, is Bobby Witt Jr. Get your butt on the show.
Let's go. I love that pick.
Okay, we have one thing about what's coming up right now. We have, obviously, the draft's coming up. I think we're going to have Diamador Lenore. Maybe we won't. Maybe we will. We'll have fun either way. But as we sort of close in on on like what's going on with the draft, I sort of wanted to give one thing about the big prospects that we need to be looking at. And we wanted to start with, there's a very exciting tight end class, and Penn State's Tyler Warren. One thing about him and it was very nice that we had Will Zalatoris on today to talk about Gronk. He gives baby Gronk, okay? He really does. NFL Media's Daniel Jeremiah, he is not one for exaggeration or hyperbole. He is not Kay Adams, okay? So when I hear DJ bring up the name Rob Gronkowski in a comp, you have my attention. Here it is. Warren did it all for the Nittany Lions last year. He played the traditional tight end spot. He played slot receiver. There was some wildcat stuff happening. He led the country with 104 catches. He racked up over 1,400 total yards. He averaged 8.4 yards per carry from the wild card quarterback spot. All while standing, by the way, here's his measurables. He's 6'5" and a half. Got to have the half there. And he weighs in at 256. Ridiculous, okay? Like, that would have failed the AP Physics class I had in 8th period at Whitney Young High School. How does that make sense? He should be a near lock to go in top 15 of this draft. We love seeing that. And DJ has him going 14 to the Colts. That is the most popular spot I've seen for him. That and 7 to the Jets. I've seen that a little bit too, or a lot actually. I don't know, Hammy, what do you think? Do we like him to Dallas at 12? Will Zalatoris wants a quarterback, but I kind of like that. It's exciting.
Yeah, Will wants some excitement. I think he'd bring that. And, you know, a lot of people, we had Michael Irvin talking about them possibly going for another receiver. They do need a number 2 option in that passing game. It could come from the tight end spot. We've seen Dak do a lot of good things in the past with Dalton Schultz, with Jason Witten. He loves a big tight end target. So I think that would make a lot of sense too.
Okay, we're going to take a break here. Maybe I'll put on some eye makeup. Maybe I won't. We'll be back on the show. It is opening day, guys. Get to FanDuel Sportsbook. Get your bets in. Send me your screenshots if I want to see. Okay. Great. Hopefully we can get him next week, though. I definitely want to talk to him. I don't think I have his info.
Yeah, we saw he tried coming on.
Did I not just say my biggest fear is what?
Oh. Oof. Sorry?
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Great. Tremendous.
So who were you most impressed with on the actual course itself? Like which one of these players stood out to you the most?
I think Josh Wiley was really impressive, but no, it was JJ. I'm in. I'm buying stock. I'm in. I like him a lot. And he was a great golfer. And he wasn't great in their practice round. And then when it mattered, turned up. But they didn't make it. Sauce had like a great team. TJ Hawkinson and Van Ginkel were fun to watch because they're super competitive. They lost in the final. And they just like look like it's like Thor Part 3. Being around, I don't even understand them. I'm trying to think who else. Who else did I see? That was great. I don't know if this is going to be a surprise to you, but I wasn't exactly like.
Yeah.
And I also want to say.
I'm shocked.
And this is a double down here because now this is one PGA course and one resort course that Will said is difficult. The gaslighting of men in pretending you see the ball, it has to stop. It is worse than men saying they understand what Interstellar and what's that Leonardo DiCaprio one? What's that other one? Inception are about. Like that's one thing, but pretending that after something must be actually wrong with me, but I feel like I'm being gaslit. 2 seconds, 2 feet after it's left the tee, it's vaporized. It's gone. I don't see it. I'm not tracking it. How is that? Explain that to me. Back on Up and Adams. Golf K is our favorite. Yeah, we love a golfy K. I was just saying in the break, and Hamilton, you can answer my question. I truly believe that men are gaslighting me. This is fine. This is JJ McCarthy. Very cute. We love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We just saw that. Hamilton, I feel like I'm being gaslit because I do not. When this golf ball leaves the tee, I don't see it. I don't see where I lie, and I have to go to confession when I get home because I'm lying about seeing it, and I don't see it, and I don't understand why.
This might be your best take yet, because I'm with you. It's hard to see that thing. It's hard to follow it. I'm with you.
And everyone's lying. Everyone's lying that they see it, that they. Yeah. And I understand, like, it's very hard to tell where it's going to go. Like, that's a science and an art that I would never want to participate in. Like Damon Hack yesterday was unbelievable, and I'm like, I would never like But you'd be like, oh, it's going right. You don't know what you. It is a lie. Y'all are lying. The men are lying. That's what I think. Not once have I seen the ball.
That's a great take.
when I was at the Wynn doing the Netflix Cup. I'm standing there, and it was the first time I ever saw a pro hit, and it was Justin Thomas. And at that point, I thought I was just like new to it, so I didn't understand like the speed, the whatever. Like I'm this close to him, be like out of harm's way. I don't see it. It leaves the tee and it's gone. It literally vaporizes. I want the world to know that. And it's absolute clownery to think otherwise. And we're all out there lying to ourselves that we see this little ball. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, that's why it helps having those graphics on there. Yeah, we're on television.
You just saw that JJ performance. Obviously, I can't quit him. We're all in on the JJ McCarthy train here. The way that if we have the shot, can we play it or should we? I think we have it. Yeah, I don't know if we have enough time. Perfect. Let's play JJ McCarthy and myself on 18 at Mayakoba.
I feel like we as a fan base or even media found out like you're the guy, the guy recently. When did you know? When did they tell you, or when was that message to you?
They haven't told me, and I'm happy they didn't, because I try to earn it every single day, and I never want that to be given to me, and it's such a privilege and opportunity to give me that chance, and I'm just going to make the most of it every single day.
You cannot answer a question any better than that. If I'm one of his teammates, coaches, a Vikings fan, this has me fired up. Okay, I'm geeking out over this. That is what you want to hear, and it was perfect. Every answer is perfect. He is perfect right now in my mind, and this is this attitude that he has that's made him a winner. We talked about in the interview. Go look at the whole thing on YouTube. Illinois State champ, Nazareth Academy, okay, national high school champ at IMG, college football national champ. I loved hearing about him wanting to develop chemistry with Justin Jefferson, the way they've hit it off, which, Justin Jefferson's easy to hit it off with, but still it matters that the way they sort of embrace the game in a fun way, in a pure joy way, really vibes off of each other. And that really fits in with what KOC is doing too. I'm very excited to see what they're going to do on the field. And he might be the biggest wild card of the entire 2025 season. And it wasn't even how he spoke to me, Hamilton. When I'm talking to Harrison, okay? Harrison is all in on the JJ McCarthy experience. That matters. That is an all-pro million times over, entering his 14th year as a Minnesota Vikings guy who's coming back to get a Super Bowl, and he's all in on JJ McCarthy. I'm with an old Vikings QB in Case Keenum here down in Mayakoba. Like everybody is all in, and it is really gratifying. And I don't love the overselling. I don't know that I'm really overselling. Which I don't usually like to do, especially with a younger player. But it's just, I can't wait. And I do think he's a wild card, because this is the team, as Harrison Smith, or I told him a million times over, you got to go win. Like, you got to win. You got to win right now. Can you? I don't know. And by the way, you said, what happened with Kwesi yesterday? I missed this. I was knee deep in mojitos. What happened?
Yeah, so with all this QB1 talk that was going on with you, he was asked yesterday about that and to clarify where things stand with JJ McCarthy, if he's going to be the QB1, and here's what he had to say.
That's the outcome we want, and that's the outcome we're headed towards. At every checkpoint, whether it been the draft process or practice until the injury, or really the offseason now, he's met the bar. I mean, he's exceeded our expectations at every point, and so I don't have the ability to tell you what the future is, but I can tell you what I expect to be the outcome.
What did you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty strong. There's a lot of excitement in that building, and like you were talking about, like they know before we do in the building, and it seems like there's a lot of genuine excitement there. It reminds me, again, so Lofty, I'm not comparing him to this player, but it just reminds me of like the Chiefs players talking about Patrick Mahomes and what they saw from him that year that he sat behind Alex Smith, and they kind of knew that they had something there. It reminds me of that a little bit. The one thing that was interesting though too is Kwesi didn't totally close the door on Aaron Rodgers. He says, we like our QB room. We're always looking to upgrade. They gave him an opportunity to say, no, we're not signing him, and he didn't do that. So we'll see how this saga continues to drag on here over the next couple of weeks with the Steelers and all that. But,
okay. And so Up and Adams is going, I believe, we might go to the owner meetings. Is Kwesi going to be mad at me that I asked him that?
I don't think so, because again, he answered it the perfect way. Yeah, I don't think so. We'll see if we can get him and ask him about it.
Yeah, I'm in on the. I mean, it would be just incredible for the Vikings to just crush, and go. And that's why I was saying, like, you have to look into and do your due diligence on Aaron, and you have to sit there and, like, it's kind of the decision is who's gonna win the Super Bowl for us. Is it, and they know, and they're figuring it out. And I love that. Yes, big news. I think we are going to the owners' meetings. I think you're coming. I'm definitely going. And we're going to hopefully chat with some GMs and some coaches and vibe out. So I've never been. I don't know what to expect, but I'm excited. Yeah,
I'm super excited. There's going to be a lot of action down there. Excited to talk to some of these guys.
Always. Okay, well, let's get to our parlay. I think we can pop it up just to reinforce to everyone where you should be placing your bets and having your responsible gaming fun. At FanDuel, here it is. Okay, Florida to reach round of 16, check. Texas Tech to reach round of 8. Hammy, I think it happens.
I think so. They're closing in there. They just got to get a win tonight. So we'll find out tonight if that leg hits. They just have to beat Arkansas, and they're a 5.5-point favorite in that one.
And Michigan State to reach these semifinals. Love that. Love that. Everyone knows how I feel about that. Big thanks to Tom Izzo. We're, of course, cheering him on. Okay, I'm going to go to the pool. You have a great day. And if we didn't...
enjoy it.
Guys, go check out the interviews on YouTube because there were a lot, and they're great content, and it's a great chill vibe. Oh, and I forgot to thank NFLPA.